He's not going to Hawaii.
Give me to be the fourth. Get a couple tanks and blast it down.
I got myself a real pigeon here.
I think acting would make me happy. It would give me everything I needed out of life to be successful.
Everyone remembers the lightning-fast kicks and the iconic afro from Enter the Dragon, but the world made a massive mistake. They watched Jim Kelly's fists and forgot to look at his wallet.
I turned down 3 films a year. I turned down $1 million a year because I refused to do what they offered me, even though there's...
Welcome back to the Fame Game. Today we're peeling back the curtain on a man who was much more than a martial arts icon. Jim Kelly wasn't just Bruce Lee's co-star, he was a frighteningly efficient money-making machine who broke the Hollywood mold. Before we dive into the secret empire of the Black Samurai, make sure to subscribe to the Fame Game and hit that notification bell. We uncover the true stories behind the world's biggest icons every week. Now, in the 1970s, while many fighters were scraping by for loose change, Jim Kelly was sitting on a mountain of gold. He didn't just have fame, he had a rare form of power, a box office guarantee. The moment his name hit a movie poster, ticket sales poured in like a flood. He signed multi-picture deals with Warner Brothers worth millions, privileges usually reserved for A-listers like Steve McQueen or Clint Eastwood. He lived like royalty with luxury cars and expansive estates. At that time, Jim represented the absolute peak of what a black man could achieve in the entertainment industry. But here's the haunting part. If you look up Jim Kelly today, you'll often find images of a decaying, abandoned house. People claim he died broke. But if you think you know the story of Jim Kelly's fortune, you've only scratched the surface. To understand his wealth, you have to understand his grit. Born May 5th, 1946 in Kentucky, Jim grew up in an America burning with racial division. At age 12, he wandered into a whites-only area and was brutally beaten while bystanders watched. He didn't leave with broken bones, but his belief in justice was shattered. He realized then that only physical strength could protect his dignity. His father, James, ran an equipment rental business and taught Jim a brutal rule for survival. To survive, you cannot be average. You must be so exceptional that they cannot ignore you. Jim took that to heart. He was a 3-sport star in high school and went to the University of Louisville on a football scholarship. But when he saw a coach target a friend with a racial slur, he walked away from a potential NFL career. He returned to California, discovered Shorin Ryu Karate, and turned his body into a weapon. By 1971, he exploded onto the scene at the Long Beach International Karate Championships, walking away with 4 world titles. Jim didn't wait for Hollywood to call. He built his own door. He opened a karate school in the Crenshaw district of LA. This wasn't a neighborhood gym, it was a high-end academy. Wealthy celebrities and business moguls flocked there, paying tuition rates several times higher than the average school just to be cool like Jim. This dojo is exactly where legendary producer Fred Weintraub found him. Weintraub was looking for a black actor for a project called Enter the Dragon. He later said the electric swagger coming off Jim was overwhelming. If you're enjoying this deep dive into Jim's legacy, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Alongside Bruce Lee, Jim Kelly became a cultural phenomenon. His role as Williams, the man with the massive afro and the carefree one-liners, became the soul of the film. Enter the Dragon earned over $90 million worldwide. That's over $500 million today. While his initial pay was a modest $10,000, the leverage he gained was priceless. Warner Brothers smelled money. They locked him into a 3-picture deal: Black Belt Jones, 3 the Hard Way, and Hot Potato. Black Belt Jones, 1974. Jim earned $100,000 in cash, roughly $600,000 today. 3 the Hard Way, his pay jumped to $150,000. Hot Potato, 1976. He took home over $150,000, his career peak. Between 1974 and 1976 alone, Jim earned the equivalent of $2.6 million today. He was a global icon, appearing on the covers of Jet and Black Belt magazine. He proved a black man could be the world's #1 action star without playing a criminal or a servant. But Hollywood is a beast. By the late 70s, the market was saturated. Jim began turning down roles he felt were trash or demeaning to black dignity. He famously said, I would rather not make movies at all than play roles that disgrace my people. For that stance, he was quietly blacklisted. The $1 million check stopped. But instead of begging for roles, Jim Kelly shocked everyone. In 1982, he walked away. He pivoted to professional tennis, becoming a top-ranked senior coach in California. He didn't just play, he bought the Coronado Bay Tennis Club. It was a premium complex with ocean views and an elite membership. It provided him with clean money, a steady income of up to $100,000 a year that allowed him to live with dignity, far from the whims of studio executives. Those viral videos showing his abandoned house in San Diego? They get it wrong. That house wasn't a sign of bankruptcy. It was a fortress of privacy. Jim didn't care about status symbols anymore. He let the weeds grow and the paint fade because he wanted to be left alone. He was a shadow aristocrat. At his peak, Jim's net worth was estimated at $2 million, roughly $20 million in 2025 value. He invested in land across California with a simple strategy: buy, hold, and disappear. In 2011, Jim faced a foe he couldn't outkick: Hodgkin's lymphoma. True to his character, he kept his diagnosis secret. He didn't want pity. As his iconic afro fell out from radiation, he quietly paid his own medical bills, which can cost upwards of $200,000 a year in the US. He sold court rights and drained savings rather than asking for a handout. On June 29, 2013, Jim Kelly passed away in the arms of his first love, Marilyn Dishman. He left behind a net worth of nearly $1 million. It may seem smaller than his peak, but it was a miracle. He died with zero debt, his dignity intact, and on his own terms. Before we wrap up, don't forget to give this video a like if you respect Jim's dignity over dollars mindset. Jim Kelly didn't just change cinema, he changed how a generation of black men saw themselves. From Harlem to Watts, dojos filled up because of him. He taught young men that they didn't have to look away, they could stand upright. He may not have a star on the Walk of Fame, but his image is immortalized in murals from Tokyo to New York. He freed martial arts from the limits of skin color. Jim Kelly proved that true wealth isn't just in your bank account, it's in your self-respect. If you enjoyed this journey, share this story. Some heroes don't chase the spotlight, they just try to make the world a little less narrow. Make sure to subscribe to The Fame Game. In our next video, we're diving into another legend who changed the world with the force of his soul. See you there?